What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How you doing? How you doing? Sorry, I usually go on a camera these days, and after surgery, I usually touch my chest. I have this feeling like something is missing, so you always check yourself. But anyway, uh, let's get on with the show, guys. I know I haven't done a lot of shows. Been very busy. This show is not going to be fast. It's not going to be bam, bam, bang. I'm gone. It's going to be very slow. We're not talking about Man City's last four games. Just my thoughts on the last four games. Those are the games before the title is decided. Of course, right now, Arsenal are top of the league. So, guys, if you've got time, take a coffee, get some tea, get some biscuits. If you want to eat something, like I was checking my teeth. Um, get something to eat. We're gonna be here for a while. As I said, it's gonna be slow, calm. If you want to ask any questions, if you're on Twitter, just retweet. All I ask is retweet. I don't really mind. If you're on YouTube, drop a like on YouTube. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, support the channel. So it's going to also be a preview of games. It will also include the Wolves game that we're playing tomorrow. So let's start this, guys. Let's start this. Basically, for me to do this, right, I'm gonna have to share. I'm gonna have to share the whole table. So bear with me for a minute. I'm going to share the whole table. We'll start from the table, then we'll explain game by game and see how it goes. So let's start off there. So there is the whole table. I hope you can see it. There we go. I hope you can see it. You can see the table. Basically, Man City have got four games left. Right now, as I said, Arsenal are number one at the top of the table. They've played 35 games, won 25, drawn five, lost five. My God, Arsenal is cooking this season. They have got a very huge goal difference, as you can see. Arsenal scoring a lot of goals this season, doing very well for themselves. They've got 80 points right now, and second is Man City with 34, 34 games played, with 24 games won, 7 games drawn. That's the issue we have had this season. We drew so many games, and we've lost 3 games. So we've actually lost less games than Arsenal. Isn't that funny? That Man City, who are second, have actually lost less games than Arsenal. But the issue is we've got so many draws, very unnecessary draws. First draw I can think about is Spurs draw. We drew Spurs at the Etihad. We were supposed to beat them. Obviously, the ref blew the whistle. Why he play on? He blew the whistle and stopped the counter when Jack Grealish was about to go and go. Also, the two draws with Chelsea, those haven't been great draws. And let's not forget the draw against Liverpool when Liverpool were not as strong. Those draws with Liverpool, not great at all. So not great results this season by City, and obviously the defeats to Wolves, defeats to Aston Villa. I remember Aston Villa outplayed us. And obviously a few other games that everybody would feel right now that is a game. Let me just go to the people in the comments. Veta Game says, "Don't miss this show, people." Thank you very much, Veta. Thank you very much. Ashley says, "Feeling nervous." I don't be nervous. It is what it is. You know, we've been here before. Abdul says, "Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Spurs, 6 points lost." Fair, fair, man, fair, man. Anyway, let's keep going down the table. So then we've got 79 points, 1 point behind Arsenal. But I want you to see that we have one game in hand. And obviously, Arsenal will play 35 and we played 34. So somehow, Man City will actually go top if they win. If they win the next game, so it's actually in our hands, to be honest. At this point in time, it was actually in Arsenal's hands, but Arsenal lost to Villa, and then Liverpool were also in the lead at a point in time. But Liverpool have lost 9 games have drawn 9 games this season, lost 4. So do you see this? Arsenal have actually lost more games than the other two, but the issue is Arsenal have less draws. It's the draws that hurt. You remember when Klopp said we lost this league because of draws? But have you seen the form for Liverpool hasn't been great? They've got 75 points, and then we've got Villa, who played 35 games and have got 69 points. And obviously, that's the top 4 so far. Now, Arsenal are going to play Bournemouth. It's going to be at Arsenal's home. I think they're going to beat Bournemouth. They'll play at half 12. That's UK time. I think that's like a 5-0 game. I don't expect Bournemouth to go to the Emirates and do anything. Then also, City play a home game after Arsenal play. Again, Arsenal will play 36 games. City will still be on 34 games. The 35th game for Man City will be Wolves. So Arsenal again playing before City. So another thing is mentality. You know, when you're playing before the guy who's chasing you, you have to win. You always have to win. It also affects the guy and puts pressure on the guy below you. We play Wolves at home at 5:30, and then Tottenham will go to Liverpool. So all the top three are going to play home games, and they'll go to Liverpool on Sunday for 4:30. Tottenham not having very good form coming into this game, but also Liverpool is the same thing. They don't have great form, and then Aston Villa, who are fourth, will go away to Brighton. I'm not gonna go 6 and talk about United, Newcastle, Chelsea, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go below the table. But I'm gonna stop at number 4. We'll be here all day if we talk about that. So anyway, guys, as I said, we're gonna talk about the last 4 games that Man City have. So Man City so far, as a team, right? We go to fixtures. Bear with me for a minute. Man City. Okay, so Man City's last 4 games, here they are. So Saturday we play Wolves. So I'm gonna start off with the Wolves game. I'm going to talk about the Wolves game, then we'll go on and talk about the rest of the games. Basically, with the Wolves, obviously one of Man City's youth players, is it Tommy Doyle, has finally signed for Wolves. He was playing on loan, but he's not going to be eligible to play tomorrow. According to this season, it's until next season, then the loan is going to be active. But in the meantime, they will treat it as if it's a loan. So Tommy Doyle is not going to play against City. So let's talk about this game tomorrow. We're going to check stats. So if you talk about the tomorrow's game, Wolves versus City, Wolves in the last 5 games, they've lost to West Ham at home. They drew to Nottingham Forest away. They lost 2-0 at home to Arsenal. I remember that game. Wolves had a lot of injuries in that game. They've had a lot of injuries in that team, to be honest. They lost to Bournemouth at home. They won 2-1 against Luton Town. So they've won recently, but they've lost and they've only won 1 game out of the 5, and the form is not that great coming to this game. While Man City, their form so far is they beat Aston Villa 4-1 at home and Crystal Palace 4-2 away. And this I was very scared of this Crystal Palace game, my God, because Crystal Palace always causes trouble. Then we went to Luton, came to the Etihad, they lost 5-1. Luton lost 5-1. Man City won, another W. Then we went away to Brighton, which was one of the games I was scared of. Then we went to beat them 4-0. Brighton had injuries, in all fairness. I'm going to keep the same energy as I was keeping for Arsenal against Wolves. Brighton had injuries in that game, but we played very well. Nottingham Forest, very tight game. Man City went to Nottingham Forest. This was a very scary game. Why am I saying that? Because Man City were not in top form. Man City did not play a good game. Whoever is a Man City fan who says we went to Nottingham Forest and we played a good game, you're lying. It was not a great game. We were the worst team out of the 2. If Forest had finishes, if Woods was not a City support, I'm joking. If Woods did not put a big on the game, they were going to be like 4-0 up from the beginning. So look, the form is City haven't lost a game. Wolves are not in great form, but they won the last game. So they'll be actually coming in great form in this, if we count the last game. Let's look at the matches between Wolves and Man City. City beat Wolves in 2021, 1-0 in December. And then 2022, I remember this game, De Bruyne scored, I think, most of the goals. And then he did the whole Haaland sign, obviously hinting that Haaland is coming to City. 5-1 game, very good game. At this point in time, Wolves gave up. I think Wolves were safe. If you guys in the chat, I remember Wolves were safe, and Wolves didn't really, to be honest with you, they did play, but I think you could tell that somehow their season already gone. They came to the Etihad in 2023, January. They lost 3-0, and then Wolves beat us this season 2-1 at their stadium. So Wolves have caused trouble. If you look at all the history results, Wolves sometimes have caused trouble for Man City. I remember the time when I was going to work and we were winning 2-0. It was at the Etihad, and Wolves still managed to come back in the game. Wolves managed. It was a 2-0 game. I remember Adama scored That's when he dunked on Benjamin Mendy. It was a very, very heartbreaking game because we were winning and all of a sudden things flipped and Wolves won the game. So, look, for me, the game is at the Etihad. That's why I'm happy. I'm happy it's not at the Wolves Stadium. I'm happy it's at the Etihad. I don't know about the fitness of the Wolves players, but as I said last time when they played against Arsenal, they had a lot of players missing. Lamina was missing. Neto, I think, was missing. I don't know if he was playing, but he was missing. There's a lot of players that were missing. It was sort of a makeshift Wolves team, but they're coming to the Etihad. City don't have injuries right now. I thought Edison was injured, but Pep just said in the press, and you've seen pictures of Edison training. So Edison is back. John Stones is fit. De Bruyne is fit. Foden is back. Foden and Diaz missed the last game, and you could see that the presence of Foden and Diaz was needed in that game. Leadership by Diaz in the back, and Foden has been named Football Writers Player of the Year. I think he deserves, and he also deserves the Player of the Year for the Premier League. I think he deserves the PFA award. He deserves. And to be honest with you, if Foden was still in the Champions League and he went to the final, I think Foden should have won the Ballon d'Or. But yet Ballon d'Or shouts are going to people like Jude Bellingham, who's ghosted in games, Mbappe, who's stank in games, and he's been performing below par. And that's another thing, Mbappe fans. I want you to answer me one thing, right? When was the last time Mbappe did something important or significant in football? When was the last time since he won the World Cup, Mbappe has done something that's major, but yet Mbappe gets so much hype? Let that marinate for a minute. When was the last time Mbappe did something major? Because Mbappe, people who twerk, oh my God, people who twerk for Mbappe, man, they will not tell you, they'll just talk about the World Cup. There's nothing that brother has done. And he's almost 26 years old. There's nothing significant he's done so far recently. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck. Okay, so that's the Wolves game. And as I said, it's going to be played tomorrow. All the players are fit. To be honest with you, my thoughts on this game is, let's say we're going to talk about all the games that City are going to play. I'll go game by game. As I said, Wolves make it difficult for us, but we are playing at home, and I'm very confident for the fact that we are playing at home. I know we've actually fumbled at home before to Brentford. I remember I was very confident in the Brentford game, and we fumbled to Brentford. But there's something about the fact that City are out of the Champions League. The squad is fully fit. These are the last 4 games, and City usually treats the last games as finals. I'm just thinking that they are prepared and mentally prepared and physically prepared for this game. And you can see from the pictures, even from the thumbnail I put, it's a picture that was posted by the Man City page on Twitter. The players look ready. The players look fitter. They look like they want this. You can see from Haaland, he says he's back. He had a few issues. Now he's officially back. You can see the way they're tweeting. They're saying these are finals. We need this. Thank you very much, fans. We're going to do this. The players are locked in. And right now, the players know that Arsenal want to lose the last 3 games. I'm just keeping it a buck. I think Arsenal want to lose the last 3 games. They will go through those 3 games easily. So the players know they have to win every single match. So that's why these last 4 games, including the Wolves game from tomorrow, Man City is gonna have to stand on business. We're gonna have to win. So guys, let me know what you think of the Wolves game. We're gonna move over to the other game that after the Wolves game. I think we'll move over to that one. So the next game, guys, next fixture is on the 11th of May at 12:30, early kickoff. And I like the fact now we've got rest. You've noticed that there's going to be gaps because the FA Cup final is going to be played on the 25th. So there's nothing in the middle to interrupt the team. So the team will be getting enough rest before they play these matches. Then we're going to go to Fulham. Fulham versus Man City. Fulham versus Man City. Which, believe it or not, this is one of the games I'm sort of scared of, as you can say. Like I'm sort of scared that if we are not in top form, or if we don't take this Fulham game seriously, this might be somewhere where we can drop points or get a draw. Because Fulham, believe it or not, I don't know where they are on the table, but I just feel like Fulham, regardless, they always give you a game. And Fulham have got players like Willian, players who can finish, players who can. That guy, is it Andres, whatever else his name is, the guy who came from Man United, very good player. And it's just Fulham is one of the games I'm sitting back and saying, maybe this is where you can go and have a bit of an issue, Man City. Because I know, look at them. The form guide is not great. The form guide is not great, but I don't know, Fulham, there's just something about Fulham. I just feel like Fulham is going to be one of the games that might be. I don't know what you guys think in the comments. I don't know if maybe am I hyping Fulham a lot? According to the form, it looks like it's not great, but is it just me who has this other feeling about Fulham that Fulham might be one of the games that we might struggle in this game? I think we might struggle a bit in this game. I know the form guide is not right, is not great. But if you look at the history, we've had a bit of narrow wins against Fulham. I know we beat them 5-1, but if you look at the other ones, it's a bit of narrow wins. I remember one of the games we went away on Fulham, maybe it might be this one, in April 2023, where I think it was Alvarez or Haaland had to come off the bench to take a pen. I think one of them, but Alvarez scored a great goal, but the game was so tight. The game was very sweaty. But if you can see the history, we've beaten them. Majority of the time we've beaten them, but it's just, I don't know, Fulham just scare me. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this is one of the games that scares me. I just feel like we really have to be on it against Fulham. I think we have to be from the get-go. We have to score early against Fulham. We're gonna have to be on top form. That's why I hope when we're playing Wolves at home, we take advantage of we try to play. I know Wolves is not an easy game, but I think for the fact we are home, and this is one of our last games at home, I think we should really try and put these teams to the sword. Don't let up. Don't just pass for the sake of it. 115 is crumbling. Rivals are gonna lose their minds. Yeah, I heard the rumors, but some of the media reliable sources says it's not true that the charges have been thrown. We'll see anyway. We'll see when it's announced. I know a lot of rivals are gonna be in the mud. They're gonna be by biting their teeth, grinding their teeth for this. So Fulham is the one I feel like we really have to be on top form, and I rate the manager, a Silva. I rate the manager. I think he's a very good manager. So the Fulham game is going to be on the 11th of May, 2024. It's going to be at 12:30. And as I said, early kickoffs, I hate them. But this time, it's the first time we're having an early kickoff, and we don't have any games midway. Luis says, Sheikh Mansour making rivals content creators nervous with lawsuits. Man, I hope it's true. I hope it's happening. I I just hope it's happening. But you know what? If somebody receives one of those cease and desist documents or any of the documents from the city lawyers, I'm pretty sure you deserve, because if you've been yapping your mouth against 115 charges, and when you're talking, like, it's not, City is not guilty yet. So City is not guilty, but certain content creators and certain newspaper outlets or media people, when they're talking about it, they speak as if Man City have been found guilty. Man City have already gone to a court or something and they're guilty as hell. That's not the way the world works, man. You have to be proven guilty. Guilty until proven. But people haven't been good. So yeah, I hope they're sending the lawsuits, man. Let me go to the other game. So from the Fulham game, we move over to the other game. Let's see. Whew. Here we go. This is why, my fellow City fans, I want Man City to beat Wolves and Fulham convincingly. Hear me out. The reason why I want Man City to not drop points in the Wolves game or the Fulham game is because of the Spurs game. Now, a lot of people are going to sit back and tell me that, oh, Patrick, Spurs recently have struggled. And they'll look at this form. They'll say Spurs lost to Newcastle 4-0. Spurs lost to Arsenal 3-2. And then they lost to Chelsea 2-0. A lot of people will say, Patrick, why should we be scared of Spurs if Spurs have got poor form? Do you get my point? That's what a lot of people are going to be telling you. Like, oh, Patrick, like Spurs are horrible, they're terrible. Spurs are struggling. They keep conceding corners. Why, Patrick? Why are you not? Are you still scared of Spurs? Because Spurs are criminals. Tottenham Hotspurs is a team of criminals. Tottenham Hotspurs only lives for one thing: to beat Man City and to draw against Man City and to take points off Man City. That's what Tottenham Hotspurs stands for. Let me show you, brothers and sisters. Look at this. This is Spurs, and majority of this time, I kid you not, Spurs was the underdog. Majority of the times when Spurs did this to City, these draws, these wins, Spurs was in poor form. Spurs can lose 7-0 to Luton Town, to Luton Town. They'll come to the Etihad and still get a draw or beat City 2-0. That's Tottenham Hotspurs. So this is the game. I hope by the time we get to the Spurs game, we have beaten Fulham and we have beaten Wolves convincingly. There's a comment here. Spurs are done. They will fully be on the beaches by that game. Wait. By the way, guys, in the comments, do Spurs have the opportunity at all to make it to Europe? Let me check. I'm gonna check here in a minute before we talk about these criminals called Tottenham Hotspurs. Be on me for a minute. Okay. So there are Spurs right there. So Spurs have 60 points. They played 34 games. And then Aston Villa have 67 points. Spurs, my God, there's a bit of a gap here. But can they be able to catch up? Would they catch up on the gap? That's the thing. Interesting. So Spurs have got 4 games to play. 4 games to play. That's almost 12 points, isn't it? If I'm right. Yeah, that's 12 points to play for. 12 points to play for. So, wow. I don't know. It depends. Let's say if they beat Liverpool tomorrow and Aston Villa lose against Brighton, Spurs still have opportunity to go to Europe. So Spurs might still have something to fight for. You cannot just take that they're gone already. I don't think Spurs will be gone. I don't think Spurs will be gone, man. So we have to be careful. Trust me, I've learned my lesson. I know what Spurs are. I know what they're there for. I know what Spurs were brought to the Premier League for. Spurs were manufactured to stop Pep Guardiola's Man City. That's all they know. It's going to be at 8 o'clock in the evening. Wow. That's the time they love, don't they? It's going to be on Sky Sports for those guys in England. It's going to be on the 14th of May. So we play Spurs. As I said, when I look at this Spurs form, I don't get fooled by this, lads. I don't get fooled. This doesn't fool me at all. And if you're a City fan, you know yourself, that mustn't fool us at all. My man, good to see you. Nice to see you again, Emmanuel. Hi, brother. What about the Spurs dilemma? They might give Arsenal the trophy if they beat City. I don't think they care. Look, guys. How many times have Spurs beaten us while I think it was last season? Last season, they caused us trouble, didn't they? They caused us trouble while I think we beat them 4-2 at the Etihad, but they almost caused us trouble. But then we lost or drew against them away. I'll check in a minute anyway. But Spurs don't care. They don't care. I know the Spurs fans do because they hate Arsenal and they would love nothing more than Arsenal not winning. But I don't think Spurs care, man. Spurs players, they have a special place for City. Tottenham Hotspur's players have got a special place. And the thing about it is, do you know that Man City in the league, I don't think they have ever scored at the Tottenham Hotspur's stadium in the league. I don't think Man City have ever scored in the league. Let's check. 1-0 at Spurs. 1-0 at Spurs. City have never scored in the league. I know we beat them in the FA season. Maybe that might be the change. We beat them in the FA Cup 1-0. But if you talk about the league, since the new Hotspurs stadium, I don't think City have won or scored at that stadium. So there's something special in that stadium when it comes in the league. I don't think they will care, to be honest. The game is at their home ground as well, right? So how the fans feel about beating City to give Arsenal the trophy, I don't think they care. The fans do, but I don't think the players will care, man. The players will take every opportunity Spurs can't make the Champions League. They're fighting for Europa League. We haven't scored a PL goal in that stadium. That's what I'm saying. And I keep telling people, this is the game everybody's looking. I'm pretty sure Arsenal are licking the lips when they see this game, even though I think the Fulham game and the Wolves game might also be difficult for us. Spurs are not catching Villa. United are not catching them. They are locked in that Europa spot. Oh, you're saying, okay, you never know. What if Villa lose all their games and Spurs find a way? You know what I mean? Ladja Patrick, AK, TCF, and Smoke. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Okay, so Spurs, you can see the recent meeting with City. 3-3 at the Etihad. I think we were supposed to that game, but I don't know why we drew. That was even a weaker Tottenham Hotspurs. Now Madison is back. Son is back. Van de Beek is back. That keeper is back. Like the team is good. Romero is back. I think Romero was suspended in the 3-3 game against City. Like this team just gives us trouble, and I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna make any prediction to this. I just feel like it'll be a difficult game. And before we get to this Spurs game, I think City must have collected 6 points from the Wolves and Fulham game. Hopefully, we will. And then we come back. We come back to the last game. The last game, it'll be on Sunday. It'll be at home. It'll be against West Ham. West Ham. So far, West Ham's form so far in the 5 games is 1-1 at home to Spurs, 2-1 away to Wolves, lost 2-0 to Fulham at home, lost 5-2 away to Crystal Palace, drew 2-2 with Liverpool. This was a very good game, this Liverpool game, but they also got demolished by Arsenal this season, West Ham. City, as I said, they were already going in form. If you look at the recent meetings between City and West Ham, in 2021, we beat West Ham 2-1. In 2022, May, we drew 2-2. And then away at West Ham, we won 2-0 August 2022. And then we won 3-0 May 2023. And then we won away at West Ham 3-1 in September 2023. So we've actually have a very good record playing against West Ham. I don't know if at this point in time, West Ham will be fighting for anything. Are they going to be fighting for anything? It's for the Europa next season, not necessarily top 4. Oh, okay, fair. West Ham have nothing to play for on the beaches. Yeah, it's true. That's something that Western game will be vibes. But by that time, Man City must have collected full points. That's what I'm saying. It's good to come to games like this where you've collected full points. At this point in time, I think both teams might have played most of the games. This is our last game. It depends what West Ham shows up, and it also depends. Have City won the league already? Maybe Arsenal drop points and City have won the league. What sort of City team will play? We'll see Scott Carson in goal. I don't know. But as I said, these 4 games, guys, they're all finals. And these 4 games, I think Man City should win all these games if they want to win the title, because I don't see Arsenal dropping. I'm sorry. I just don't see Arsenal dropping any points. I think Arsenal are stronger at this point in time because Thomas Partey is back for Arsenal. If you keep it a buck, Thomas Partey is back for Arsenal. Not only is Thomas Partey back, they have got Timber, who's back. Timber has been playing with the under-23s or something. They're strong right now. Like Jorginho is fit. He can come into midfield. Rice is fit. Jesus is back. You know, like it's a strong Arsenal side. So it's not like the Arsenal side last season that they lost Saliba and things went to shit. So they're more experienced at this point in time. Final day game, City are pure entertainment. Come on, City. Yeah, it was pure entertainment. I remember Aston Villa versus City. It started badly because I think Liverpool were playing Wolves and they were winning against Wolves, and City were 2-0 down. Coutinho scored. It was going to be a fairy tale. Oh my God, Coutinho, Gerrard, they're going to give the trophy to Liverpool. Boom, Gundogan came, Raheem came on, and we won. We won the game and won the title. It's going to be entertaining. Pray for Arsenal. I've seen this script so many times. Yeah, we'll see anyway. We'll see. So, guys, my thoughts on these last games, as you say, I have if you haven't watched the video from the beginning, I went through every last game, starting with the Wolves game tomorrow, went to the Fulham game. As I said, the Wolves game, I'm happy it's at home, but Wolves always give us issues. I don't know what fitness they have, but our squad is fully fit, so I expect a very fully fit squad for City and very determined Man City team. I am a bit iffy about the Fulham away game. I think Fulham are a very tough team to play against. Every game I've watched us against Fulham is very difficult. The Spurs game, as you always know, we've never scored in the league at the Spurs Stadium, though we did beat them this season in the FA Cup and we scored a goal. It was 1-0, very tight game. And then the last game will be West Ham at home against City. As I said, I think City should win every game to make sure they win this league. I don't think we should be looking at Bournemouth and United and whoever Arsenal is playing. I think we should ignore that and just focus on ourselves and make sure these last 4 games we are 100% and we can be able to win this league again and do the forfeit. And we are in for the double because we're playing Man United on the 25th of May. And if we win this forfeit trophy, the Prem, that's Man United have never done, or any other team has never done in the league. We break a record, and then if we win a double, it's 2 we've won. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And as I said, I want to do the Wolves preview because I did a preview in this at the beginning for the Wolves game, so it's the same thing. But thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. That was the stream. I will see you for the match reaction for the Wolves. And thank you very much, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And guys who missed this video, go back to the beginning of the video and watch all the explanations I did. Thank you very much, guys. Jerry, big up to you, man. Big up to everybody on Twitter. Big up to everybody on YouTube and everybody watching everywhere. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your week.